3, 2, 1.
Hi and welcome to Room 108, your FCS kitchen at O&J Roberts Middle School. I am Mrs. Colbert and welcome to Bucktown Cooks. Today we are featuring none other than our favorite gym teacher, Mr. Sammler. Applause. And we are featuring Sammies, breakfast Sammies that is, with Sammler. So what are we making this morning, Mr. Sammler?
All right, so what we are making today is a very simple breakfast sandwich. I've been eating these for a long time. Shout out to my mom, Michelle. She used to make these for me all the time when I was in middle school and high school. Yes, she would get up with me in the morning to make breakfast for myself and my dad.
What a good mama.
Love her. So she knows that I'm actually doing this, and she does want to see this episode at the end of the session.
Let's hope we don't ruin anything or burn anything.
It's impossible.
Impossible. Impossible. Do you hear that, kids? It's impossible to mess this up.
Easy.
All right. So why don't you start us off and tell us what we're doing here?
All right, so for a sandwich, in terms of, I guess ingredients would be the first thing to talk about. In terms of your device or your sandwich, you could either use English muffins or bagels. Typically, I buy whatever is on sale or BOGO at the local supermarket.
Okay, and this is where I hijack it, because typically I buy something that's healthy. So I don't care the price. In this case, we've got Rockin' Grains. This is Dave's Killer Bread. We've got organic. Anytime I can swap out a white bread for a grain, I'm going to do it.
Absolutely.
So there you go.
It's a great idea. And then another option that you have for these is a meat. If you don't have a meat, that's fine. We have Canadian bacon right here. You could use regular bacon. You could use sausage. And sometimes, if you are perhaps vegetarian or you just don't have the meat at home, you don't need to use meat.
You know, the nice thing about Canadian bacon, Mr. Sammler, is it's already cooked. So you can't really go wrong there. You can just throw it in the pan, fry it up to get it warm.
Right.
But
and if you don't want to use the pan to make it even simpler, you can use one of my favorite, I wouldn't say favorite, but easy to use appliances, the microwave.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could put any meat product in the microwave, but like she said, this is pre-cooked already. I probably should turn that down a little bit. They're starting to sizzle.
Yep.
And then the other thing, again, an option, is your cheese. Ms. Colbert got sharp cheddar. There's so many different cheeses out there, but also if you're someone who doesn't like cheese, you don't have to put it on. So, you know, lots of options.
Nice that you have options.
Right, and then just simply put salt and pepper to taste. And then obviously if we're making an egg sandwich, you need eggs.
Okay, so why don't we switch places here?
Okay.
And so you have an interesting way of cooking eggs. Yes. When I cook eggs, I like to cook them in a pan, but you have, it seems like a more simple way to do that.
It's definitely more simpler, especially if you're crunched for time. I know you're trying to convey to the kids that you don't need a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
Cooking it in there might taste better, but this is easier and more time efficient.
Okay.
So the first thing you're going to want to do is a little bowl. We have a little Pyrex. And if you think about it, if you can give me an English muffin.
Absolutely.
Because eventually we're going to cook the egg in here and then eventually pop it on top of the muffin. So this size fits perfectly. You're using a bagel, and if you have a bigger bowl, you could maybe have a bigger bowl for a bigger vessel.
So it would be overflowing inside.
Perhaps,
Yep.
perhaps.
Okay.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, especially if you're using a lot of cheese. So the first thing you're going to do to prevent sticking, little Pam nonstick cooking spray. Thank you for picking this up. I forgot to mention that I knew
Yeah,
this.
no problem.
So a little... Get the sides a little bit. All right. So then, with your egg, you're just going to crack it in. Try not... I'm not the best at that. There we go. All right. No shells.
No shells.
Simple and easy. I got it.
Okay.
2 points. He makes it. Wash my hands since I'm a little eggy.
And so the next thing you want to do is you're going to want to whisk the egg.
So you can either whisk the egg now, or what I like to do is just put a little bit of, and this is, use salt and pepper based on your taste.
Okay.
Just a little hit.
Can the gym teacher open the salt
There we
container?
go. That's salt, not sugar. Just double check. Just a little pinch. Bam! If you know who does that, I'll be very impressed, because he was really pop. Who was it?
Am I allowed to answer?
Sure, why not?
Emerald Lagasse.
Bam!
Bam! Okay, and so this is a whisk, and this is what you're going to use to kind of froth up and blend the egg really well. It adds air, it aerates it, but it also mixes it up so that the yolk is mixed up with the whites. However,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
If you don't have a whisk, something easy to use in place of a whisk, just use a simple fork. and you'll whip that around.
Here you go. Let's see you
Want me
technique
to do it?
before it.
So
Yes.
I'm actually, in order to
This is your cooking.
save a little bit of time too, we could get the English muffin in the toaster. So the idea is to try to time it so that the English muffin pops up when the microwave goes off.
Wow, he's got this down to a science. This is how you whisk
Oh, yeah.
with a fork. I'll do this since you're doing that.
Oh, thank you.
So it's just kind of in the wrist. Look, my arm's not moving at all.
And always make sure the toaster is plugged in first. I just realized it wasn't plugged in. So we'll pop it down.
And the key is you don't want to have a lot of separation between the egg and the white.
Do we have a guest appearance from Mr. Stoltzfus here? I'm just here for like no breakfast. We got some Canadian bacon.
This is called
Spam.
Bucktown Cooks.
Also known as Spam.
This is Bucktown Cooks, and we are making breakfast Sammies with Sammler. So here you
Sammies
go.
with Sammler.
Sammies
They're
with
nice.
Sammler.
I like that.
Yeah.
So since you're the microwave king,
Cool.
why don't you go ahead and throw that in the microwave?
So you're going to put this in the microwave. Now, all microwaves are a little bit different. A good rule of thumb is to start for 30 seconds.
This one doesn't work. That
Maybe
one.
this one.
And I like to cover things in the microwave because we don't like explosions. Nobody
Yeah.
likes to clean up the microwave mess.
That's
So
good.
if you're cooking at home, cover it with a paper towel. Time cook.
Okay.
And then how long do you want it?
30 seconds.
And then start.
Beautiful. All right.
You always
now-
start a little low on the microwave because sometimes microwaves can go crazy.
So that gives us an opportunity to just kind of check on our
Canadian bacon
Canadian
is good.
bacon. It's looking good. You don't want to burn it.
Don't want to burn
Again,
it.
you can do this in the microwave if you want to save a little bit of time. You could also
Yeah,
pre-cook
but
these.
you know what? If you do it in the microwave, you're not going to get that nice brown caramely color.
This is true. Caramelization is key.
Caramelization is key.
All right, these are looking good.
And we got the farm style thick cut. Ready to go?
Just check on 3.
Are you gonna love it or are you gonna leave it is the question, because people are gonna be testing this and it's do you love it or leave it?
I'm gonna like it right now. I'm gonna love it. It's got meat.
So
And
this
eggs
is
and
where
cheese.
you can tell based on this. We put it in for 30 seconds. It needs a little bit more time because you can tell the wateriness of the egg. So what you're gonna do is when you put the cheese on, I would put it in for about another 20 seconds. And not only is that going to finish cooking the egg, but you're gonna get a nice creaminess of the cheese. We're gonna cover that again. And again, every microwave is a little bit different. So we're gonna do time cook, try 20 seconds. Did my English muffin pop up?
Not yet.
We're working.
So it's
We're gonna try to time this.
all right, let's see if it's perfect. Well, you know, did we set this on? Sometimes like a toaster, you have to, it's on dark. Do you like it dark?
Good enough.
Okay.
Now, and see, this will settle, especially if it's hot. I do make these for my 2-year-old son, Austin,
Yeah.
and he devours them.
Okay.
So he likes it. Everything's too hot, too hot. Now we're gonna let the English muffin cool off.
Are we allowed to
little
put a
bit.
piece of Canadian bacon on now?
Yeah, sure.
Or is that too early?
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so let's get a close up. Oh,
So
wow, the
we got
melted cheese.
Melted cheese.
All velvety.
And then even if you look underneath it, easy look, don't burn yourself, but you can see everything is cooked fully,
Yep.
especially with an egg. You want to be careful.
Yeah, you don't want any runniness when you're cooking an egg, unless if you're doing an over easy egg.
Right,
Then-
that's a
and
whole different beast.
That's it, yep.
So typically then what I do is just kind of shake it around so it gets off the sides. It is a little warm. Okay.
If I knew where the
Okay,
pot holders
that's
were, I would
all
give
right.
you one.
And then, there we go.
Wow, look at that. That
And
cheese
then,
is clutch.
if you want, I tend to put ketchup on my breakfast sandwiches. I know some people put like hot sauce or Frank's Red Hot.
Yeah, we're not putting ketchup on
You
this
don't.
baby.
You don't have to. And there you go.
Voila!
Simple and easy.
And go ahead.
And enjoy it.
You want to take a bite? Here, let's split it.
We have to.
Cut it in half. And we can each have a
We
bite.
can cheers it.
We can cheers it. Got it.
This is my second one today because I did make it this morning.
Love it.
All right, mask down. Cheers.
Cheers to a good breakfast. To a hot breakfast.
Ooh, baby.
Oh my goodness. All right,
That's good.
Mr. Sammler, before I let you go,
Yes.
I asked 3 questions of all my Bucktown Cooks guests.
Okay.
The one food you can't live without is?
I would probably say anything pasta.
Nice.
Love spaghetti. I'm not Italian at all, but
Okay.
you give me a meat sauce and any noodle, I'm down.
Okay. How about a favorite memory surrounding food?
Whew. I would probably, about 5 years ago, my family and I, we went to Greece. We were sitting around by the Mediterranean Sea, and they literally, if you ordered fish, they said, give us 10 minutes, and they would literally go to the sea,
Wow.
catch the fish. Does this one look good for you? Sure. And they would literally just fry it
I
up,
bet
or
it
cook it up. Oh,
tasted amazing.
unbelievable. Still
Nice.
taste it now.
All right, last question. Your go-to kitchen gadget or tool is?
Well, I did mention I like the microwave, but I would also say my coffee pot. I do have a little bit of a coffee issue. I do drink a lot of it, as you can tell.
Is that how you have so much energy?
Yeah.
So my favorite cooking tool forever has been, and I don't know why,
Okay.
it is the red silicone spatula. It has to be red.
Okay.
I have like 5 of them at home. So this is my gift to you.
Oh.
It says Bucktown Cooks on it. It has a little wildcat paw print.
Oh, I love it.
For being my
Thank
guest
you.
on Bucktown Cooks.
Very cool.
So thank you so much.
Thank you for
Mr.
inviting me.
Sammler.
All right, good luck,
And
everyone.
Thanks for sandwiches with Sammy.
All right.
Sammy's with Sammy.
It's all good. We can cut that in editing.
Yeah.
All right.